Hello and welcome to Contractor's Point of View. My name is Gary and today we got a special video for you, complimentary of RUIKE Knives. They sent us over a couple to do an unboxing and we're going to be doing a giveaway. I'm joined today by Chris from Battery Charger. Chris, please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, folks? My name is Chris, also known as BatteryPowered. You can find me on Twitter, near a charger, and on your favorite live broadcasts. Monday night, 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Gary, thanks so much for having me tonight. I'm super glad to be a part of this. Looking forward to unboxing some knives and hopefully giving some folks something to take home with them.
Yes. We got these knives from RUIKE. They sent us over after I questioned and asked them if they would be willing to sponsor a video for some giveaways. And I sent one over to Chris so he could do an unboxing at the same time. I did not know that they were going to send me two knives. So Chris and I will be doing the unboxing of the P128 together. And then I do have a LD43 that I'm going to unbox myself because Chris did not get one of those, unfortunately. So we're going to attempt this and we're going to go through this unboxing the P128 first, and then show you guys what we think about it, and we'll go from there.
All right, let me bring in our guests here. All right, so let me try that again. Maybe we'll do this a little bit differently. I'll bring in mine first, and then this one. All right, Gary, we're going to have you be upside down tonight. So
that's perfect.
Yeah.
And I do want to preface, this is a live stream, so anything can go wrong. And we've had numerous internet issues. So it's just one of those days. I'm going to blame it on sunspots.
It makes it for, I mean, there's nothing better during a giveaway than something, you know, that like internet stopping randomly in the middle of our broadcast here. So
I think that would be great. Just as we're about to pick our winner, it stops and then freezes, and then it just, yeah, that would be classic right there. So as you can see here by the boxes, we have two separate boxes from RUIKE. They are the same exact knife, the P128 SF. You can order them in two different ways. There is the classic way that Chris has in his box. And then this is a little bit nicer of a box. There's a couple more things in this box than what you get with the one that Chris has. So let's go ahead and open these up, show the people the knives, and show them what they're here for. So this guy has another box inside of a box.
Wow, I got a bag inside of mine.
Yeah, so you got a plastic bag inside of a box.
Mine at least has an instruction manual though too to tell me I've got to see what's in it. I mean, it wouldn't be an adequate unboxing otherwise, right?
Yes, my instruction manual
tells me how to use it. This is very good. I'm going to read all this stuff like in light speed here.
Yes, no, you should read it out loud.
Well, I think I would, but only the Mandarin parts. And,
oh, very good.
Yeah, you'll just have to pretend actually that I'm reading it in Mandarin right now.
Wow, check that out.
That's a good hefty knife.
That's a beefy knife. Okay, so in case you were wondering, this is pronounced RUIKE. I have called the company, talked to them directly, and yes, I have verified that. So in case you thought I was mispronouncing it,
I'm actually really impressed that you called it RUIKE because I mean, clearly the name, I mean, it does not look like RUIKE to me. So that's actually the first lesson that you know what the heck you're talking about.
So yeah, now you're going to see it in my face and on the knife camera because I can hold it up high enough.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So this is a flipper knife. If you notice, there is no thumb stud. So if I happen to like flipper knives better, my thumbs are so big and they don't move like they used to because of construction. But the way this puppy opens, you just use the flipper and it is instant open.
Yeah.
The detent on it, meaning the resistance to open the knife, is such that you can't help but flick it out the whole way.
Oh, it just feels good.
So yeah, it snaps open pretty dang fast. It also has a lock on the backside, so that once the blade is open, you can click that lock and it holds the blade and you can't close it. So that's a nice safety feature. And you've got your pocket clip. The only thing I would do different is, or I'd like to see different actually, is I'd like to see the pocket clip a little bit deeper carry, because I don't like to see anything sticking out the border of my jeans when I got it in my pocket. So that's the only thing I would change on the knife. But other than that, I did carry the knife for 3 weeks. So you don't notice the weight. Now, right now in my hand, it feels heavier. I use this as my daily knife right here, my P801. And you can see there's a little bit of size difference. But other than that, it's not too bad.
I think that I mean I also Gary turned me on to the RUIKE brand, and I did carry. I actually have some other stuff here that I carry, not to feature it here too long, but just to give you an idea of what I carry on the normal. And I normally don't carry full stainless, as they're a little bit heavy, but the way that the weight distribution and the way that it hangs off of this pocket clip, while it does still have a little bit of a reveal at the edge, I felt I didn't. I mean, it does come in. It's I think about 5.5 ounces, 5.6 ounces, but it doesn't feel bad in the pocket, so to speak, for lack of a better term. And you're right. There isn't a thumb stud. While it's flipper style, it's just very satisfying. It sounds great. I've actually, if I can not cut my face off here, let me get this close to the mic. It's got a great sound. And
yeah, it's very solid.
Yeah, very solid knife. And even this has a little lock lever. Very, very. And that thing actually locks it in. I'm a big fan of this knife.
Yeah, it's not bad. So I guess you could say it's very tactile. So
yeah, it's like a good ASMR knife.
Right, there you go. Very nice.
And also do we want to talk stats now? Do we want to kind of do the giveaway thing, Gary? I think we want to throw some giveaway stuff up, right? Bore them with stats later, maybe, or
go ahead and throw some stats out there, and then I'm gonna actually, while you're throwing out the stats for this knife, I'm gonna open up the LD43, because we are gonna do the giveaway for both of them right after we open up the LD.
Okay. So the handle material is regular 420 stainless, and then the blade material is, and I am reading this one because there's a couple different ones out there, but 14C28N stainless is what the blade is made out of. And they refer to this as a frame lock with a Beta Plus system in there. So Beta Plus safety system. The overall length of the knife is 8.54 inches. For those of you in the metric world, it is 217 millimeter. I'm going to use inches tonight, though, because it's easier for me to remember. And it does come in, as noted before, 5.61 ounces. I'm probably absolutely horrifying my spouse playing with knives live on the internet, but I will tell you, it just feels good. So, Gary, you have...
So check this out. Oh my gosh. Now I'm not going to want to give this one away.
I am going to
This is going to be terrible.
Let me hide my little stream here. Oh, you know what? We're going to take Gary out and bring him back in, I promise. Nope. Gary,
yeah, this is it. You're good.
we got you and I there. I'll tell you, when we, just for everyone watching at home, when we tested this, every single time I was able to get Gary to pop back in the exact right position, but tonight I can't.
So this here is the P128 SF, and that, I mean, it's a nice looking knife too. Here, I got to throw this out there. Since I did use this, and I have my other RUIKE knife that I use all the time, the reason I like these is, one, they are budget friendly, but they are not cheap knives. They last a long time. I use them on the site. My other one is over a year old, and I've dropped it plenty of times. The blade does not, it's not so fragile that it breaks. So that's some of the points that I really like. Now opening this, okay, so this one had a box in a box, but then it is in a bag. So this one here looks fabulous. I can't even tell you.
And
This
that's
is insane.
This is the LD43 you're talking about, the RUIKE
Oh, you know what? I have to say right off the bat, I am not a fan of multi-tool knives. I really am not. This thing looks super. Oh my gosh, that is cool. Oh, that thing's sharp too. Holy, wow. Okay, so you've got a regular blade knife. Let's see what else is in here. I don't even know what's in here. I don't know how to open it. There's a clip. Let's see. Yep. It's a clip to like clip it on your belt.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Obviously there's a Phillips screwdriver. There is other stuff that I don't know how to get out. This is my first time with this knife, so please forgive me if I'm not showing it. There is, I don't know what you would call that. It's just a small blade.
Oh, is that for like poking holes in leather, that kind of thing? Or...
Could be. It's got a sharp edge on it. Yeah, again, forgive me for not knowing what everything is, but I didn't know they were sending this to me, and this is kind of one of those things.
And the good news is you're not going to have it for very long either, so you can lust after it long after it's departed your hand.
Yes. Okay, there's your saw. Okay, so this is the first saw on a blade or on a multi-tool knife that I've ever seen that actually has an edge. You could cut a steak with this knife. It's not one of those dull garbage saws that you can cut anything with. So anyway, somebody's going to be happy that's getting this knife. Well, and the other one too. I'm not doubting that. But this, wow.
That's impressive.
Okay.
So I actually pulled up the site. I didn't read about the LD43 because I didn't want to be too distracted by it. But I pulled it up here, and let me see if I can actually share my screen while we are doing this, just to go over some of the quick stats on that one. I mean, not to be like too specific or anything like that, but this is for the knife that Gary is looking at right now. So it's got the Sandvik 12C 27 blade material with a G10 handle. And then of course that I think that spike that you found on the bottom, Gary, is the tungsten steel breaking cone, perhaps, allowing folks to break glass and other tough materials.
Oh, that's right here though. Nope.
Nope, wrong one.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
Here at the very end, there's a little, so you hold it in your hand and just pop.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
That's nice.
That's a sharp looking.
See, there's things on it that I didn't even know. Well, I might just, yeah. That's awesome. That's a nice knife.
Yeah,
if you carry an EDC knife that, like say this one, the P128, then this, if you don't want to carry this, because it is a little thicker, it would definitely be one to put in your pack or
hook on somewhere.
Car. Yeah. So I like this a lot. So anyway, that is the two knives that we have for you. We're going to get into the giveaway process. Now, the way this is going to work, we are, as you probably noticed, we didn't use Gleam or something like that. Wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat real quick, just to welcome you and thank you for coming. We're going to do this giveaway, and the way we're going to do it is we have this spinning wheel with everybody's names on it that has entered, which I'm going to see how this works.
That's okay. And while you're doing that, I just want to shout out, I'm doing bad at typing and talking and moving here tonight. So Spectacular Gadgets. Hey, Stephen Clayton Jr. says hello from North Carolina. Hello, Stephen from Massachusetts and the West Coast. Joe Hussey. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Good. Oh, Ivan Cam as well. Michael Pepper Tech Talk. I have seen you guys somewhere before. I'm pretty sure I've seen you guys on the internet thanks for coming through, guys, and gals, and everyone. Hello, technically lurking, K Hodge. Not to miss you folks either. Super appreciate everybody coming out tonight.
Okay, I think I figured out how to do this. Dun dun dun.
You know what? Let me see
All
if
right.
can I just make this thing go full screen? Will it kick us? It won't kick us out. All right, there.
Sweet. All right, so this is the wheel of names. Is that clear for you? Because I can't see a darn thing.
Let me take a look. Folks in the chat, if you wouldn't mind, just let us know if you can see that loud and clear at your side. From where I am, it looks pretty good.
Okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is up here on this, this is the list of names on the right-hand side of everybody who entered. And there were, like I posted earlier today, there were entries on the on Facebook, on Instagram, and in through Twitter. And so I'm going to hit this shuffle button up here twice, which shuffles all the names around on the board. Okay, so we're going to do our first giveaway, which is for the P128 SF, which is the nice stainless steel, really heavy duty knife here.
It looks like we actually are giving them an eye test. Pulling it up in broadcast in the chat, they are saying no, it is not clear. So Miley, I think
blurry.
you have that full screen on your computer, right?
I do.
Is there any way that you could take it out of full screen and then maybe just do like a zoom inside the window to get the
yes.
Just give that a shot and see if that works. Let's see how that looks.
I'm not sure if we can. Okay, so there.
So now inside the window, hold on, leave it just like that for a second. Can you scroll down a little bit?
I don't want to break it. No.
I know. I know. I totally agree with you there. And it's kind of funny.
Thanks for your patience, everybody. I just want to make sure everybody can see it.
Leave it right there for 1 second, and then just so we can see it show up in broadcast, hopefully the same way.
All right.
Okay, we've got names, and we've got the wheel. So this is the giveaway for the RUIKE P128 SF.
Yes. Okay. So
cool.
You can't expect to have perfect lives, right? Okay, here we go. Ready? Drum roll, please. And the winner for and I don't know what that looks like, but I hope it looks good. Okay, so looks like the winner for the P128 SF is Frequency Eater, and that was an entry off of Instagram.
Cool. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I removed them. Everybody keeping track of this? No.
I am. You know what? Actually, Gary, I am not only watching it, but I am recording it and uploading it live to the internet. And we've got witnesses.
That is
so. Yeah, I think we someone has to be a judge in the chat. I'm sure of it. But
right. Okay.
All right.
Here we go. And again, for the LD43.
That's for the.
Oh, that was so close. I don't know how to say that. Do you want to try it?
It's Dire Straits.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Dire Straits.
It's Dire Straits.
Very nice. Okay.
Cool. Well, congratulations to It's Dire Straits. Was that an Instagram or a Twitter, Gary?
That was actually an Instagram winner as well.
Cool.
My Twitter family.
Wow.
So there we are. That is the two winners. We are okay. So now I guess we can talk about the knives a little bit, or just talk about anything we want. Do we have anybody in the chat that has a question or anything about the knives?
So far, no questions, but yeah, I mean, obviously, if you've got questions, if you want to see us attempt to injure ourselves further or anything, certainly drop the request in the chat. Or if there's any, I don't know if you want any comparisons or anything like that, or there's any questions. Ivan Cam saying nice, congratulations, and of course Joe Hussey with the congrats all. And Gary, actually, one question for those winners. I know you're probably gonna tweet them out or tag them on the respective platform. Should they just DM you, or do they? Do you already have a protocol?
Yeah, if they happen to be watching right now, they can DM me. If not, I'll tag them. And what's going to happen for this, and I've had this happen before on other giveaways as well, is if they don't respond for some reason, I will do another random drawing with the same names, taking out those two names. So you never know, you might end up winning one anyway, because sometimes there are people who don't claim their prize. Yeah, I wanted to throw out there too is that I didn't restrict it to the US, and I was telling Chris before, that I gave away a flashlight and I had to send one of them to Malaysia. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have, clarified that it was US only. But I did the same thing with this one, and it really doesn't matter. If you're out there, you're watching, I appreciate you. And I'll send it wherever, especially, if you're a winner.
So one question that came up in the chat is, what's the price from Stephen Wood? And just looking it up right now, I mean, it shows the list on the LD43 Trekker. The list on that looks to be $75.99, but doing some internet searching, looks like it's around $60 on average. And then
I could be wrong, but I thought that Amazon had it for 47, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
Well, let's go.
And I will be throwing Amazon links down for all of these down below in the description as the normal thing to do.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned. I mean, in case people don't know that, after live streams, we typically fill them with all sorts of great data, including contact information for myself as well as Gary, but you probably already know how to find him since you're here. But yeah, he'll also throw some Amazon links in. I do know that it looks like the P128 SF is on Amazon for $49.99 right now, and then I'm just looking up for the LD43 as well on there, because that's probably a price. It is actually called the Trekker, by the way, so it's the RUIKE Trekker.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's $59 on Amazon right now too. So it is
okay.
The LD43 RUIKE LD43 Trekker, $59.95, and then the RUIKE P128 SF is $49.95 right now on Amazon.
I guess I should mention there is one more knife, and that's the knife that Chris is holding. And I had purchased that knife before, and that was the one that I was using. And here's what's interesting is I did use that knife for probably 3 to 4 weeks. And I considered buying another one before sending him that one because I knew he was going to be unboxing it. And the only difference is that little tag was not attached with the little plastic thing. Well, with that, I cleaned it up and I decided to just send it to him. And what's funny is it's in great shape still. And yeah, I have been using it and there's no scratches on it. And so I wanted to give that knife to Chris for saying thank you for helping me out with this live stream, because I can't even tell you, he has done so much in helping me get to this point. So I really appreciate him and being able to help out. And just like everybody in the chat, I super appreciate all of your support. And this has been really fun. So I hope to do it again. I hope it flows a little better. And this has just been great. So thank you, Chris.
And, no problem, man. Thank you for the knife. That's good. That's a good little catch, man. Have something in your life, because it's kind of funny. Gary was totally ghosting me. I was like, well, I'm concerned about shipping logistics. We'll work this out and we'll do this. And there was even some confusion, I think, on the brand side. RUIKE was great to work with. Gary had all the communication there. I'm just kind of the guy helping out. But I know when he was like, hey, we're going to do this dual unboxing thing, we're both going to step through it. Then he got like the 2 knives. I assumed there was some confusion, but I was so OCD about shipping this thing. I'm like, well, we got to ship this. We got to do, what do we got to do? And he's like, I'll talk to you after the live. So Gary, thank you very much. It's been great to be a part of this. And obviously working with a company that's been good enough to work with you as well is I mean, I would have given them my business regardless, but now I guess I'll have to go buy the Trekker instead. So
I'm actually liking it. So I'm putting it back in its box right now. I'm probably making too much noise, but yeah, I'm playing with it over here, and yeah.
Well, that's what
really
it's funny.
like
I heard
this
the
knife.
noise, so I figured I actually meant to turn on your camera before because I heard you festooning about with the blade over there. But no, that's all right. I'll pull the knives out of the stream unless anyone. Actually, Stephen Wood says, thank you for the information. Ivan Cam says, go Chris, happy to support you all the way, Gary. And I agree. I mean, that's the other thing too. I am glad to be a part of this as well. So thank you, Gary, for including me and inviting me over to take part in your activity. I know that this was something that was in the planning for a bit, and I think it went off well because your internet. I just want to do some knocking here. It's held up. For everyone who doesn't know, in the minutes leading up to the show, Gary and I were in the green room chatting, and all of his cameras just dropped offline and he was gone, and his router was doing something weird, and at like 2 minutes to live he came back in. He goes, I don't know what's going on. So I am super grateful that your internet provider stayed up this entire time. So
oh man, I can't even tell you, that was fun, because I was like, well, here we go, sign me up for the hard stuff.
So any other questions in the chat or anything else you want to go over, Gary, or do we just want to go start reaching out to those winners and get in touch with them and say, hey, you got some knives coming, or anything else we want to talk about while we're here?
Yeah, if anybody else in the chat that doesn't have any questions, I just want to say, for my first live stream, Chris has made this very comfortable, except just before the live stream. It was all kinds of nerve-wracking, but at the same time, we are here and we did it, and I'm super excited to have done it, and I hope to be doing some more lives. Not that I like it a lot, but I want to make sure I have something to share. I just don't want to go on live and hit the camera and do all that stuff. I have my other videos that I like, but this kind of thing where I'm giving back to the community, stuff like that, I am super appreciative of everything that everybody does to support. And this community, the whole thing is just, it's mind blowing actually on how much everybody supports each other. So it's just my part on trying to give back a little bit. So that's what we're doing here.
Kay Hodge, as always, has thrown in a question that he says, are there any things that I should note when purchasing a knife? And I certainly have thoughts on that, but since this is your thing,
go for it.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, the first thing, this could be general advice generally, and I don't have another reason to say general there, but consider what your purposes are and what your intents are and what your actual need is. And just, you might have heard me talk about this with like buying laptops or other things, but with a knife, I mean, this knife looks awesome. And I'm now showing it to the camera that no one can see anymore. This knife looks awesome. It is solid to use. It is very handy and very industrial. But if my day-to-day job involved, like trimming fine pieces of paper or something like that, I probably wouldn't carry that around. If I, was doing fine electronics work or something like that, probably wouldn't carry that around. But if I wanted a hefty knife to have on me to just kind of one to rule them all, one to deal with any situation that I come across, cutting rough materials or opening packaging or something like that, this is a great knife for that. Now, if you're, considering how you're going to carry it, consider what your purposes are going to be, consider how much weight you're going to be dealing with. I mean, are you willing to deal with a lot of weight? Do you want something that's a composite handle with, a shorter blade so it's lighter weight? Do you want something that's a multi-tool? What kind of, then you can get into like all the gamut of materials and hardness and stuff. So I would say for me, the one thing that I always consider, and I am the multi-tool guy, which is kind of funny. I do have some single blade stuff that I like. Because I like having one blade because there's no choices to make. It's just, this is what I'm using and this is what I'm doing. But yeah, decide what you're after, think about that, and then what you're willing to I don't want to say deal with, because I think having a knife or something like that, there's tons of need for it. But consider what you're trying to accomplish, and then what you're willing to bring along with you to accomplish that task, and what else you might need along the way is what I would say.
That I love that. That's excellent. And I would like to add the only thing I would add to that, because that covers pretty much everything. The only thing I would like to add to that is I would like to see people treat knives kind of like they treat watches.
Yeah.
If you go out to, on a date to a fancy restaurant, you're not going to wire, depends on who you are, but you're going to put on your nice, stylish, dress dinner watch, as opposed to something that's more rugged that you would use for work, maybe a G-Shock or something like that. Now, I know people that go both ways with that and they can wear their G-Shock anywhere, but at the same time, there's knives that are meant for work. And there's some, the part that gets me is I'll see people at work digging in dirt and pipes and cleaning out PVC and doing all that stuff with a $400 knife. And I'm like going, save that for your weekends, man, so you can show that thing off, because that thing's gorgeous, but you're ruining it. And
right. You're literally destroying it.
Yeah. And I had a friend of mine that he showed me a knife that he had. He paid $300 for it, and it had a wooden handle. He tried to open a beer with it. It broke the wooden handle. And I'm like, why? I mean, like
Right.
these knives, the rake knives, they're all metal. And I can't even tell you what the stuff I've done with all of these. And they hold up. They don't loosen up. They don't, and these are to me, ideal work knives, because you can, if you will, abuse them and they will keep going. And then when you want to go put on your nice, stylish knife, that you spent $400 on, which, that's your decision, but it's still good and it looks good for you, and you'll have it when you go out. So that's, if you treat it like a watch, nice watch, work watch, that's kind of my thought.
That's actually that's a good thing to consider, because I without realizing it, I've done that before, where I had like the sort of $20 Leatherman that I would torture, and it would be on me most of the time. But yeah, I would still, when I would go out, I would take. I would take that other knife, which this isn't a show about that, but this is kind of like my dressier knife, if you will. But now actually the rake will probably be my dressy knife, as long as it doesn't take up the pocket of my dress pants.
It's a little heavier, so you'll have to wear a belt.
Yeah. If I take that thing out to open some mail somewhere, people will be a little bit spooked out. But that's a good point, though. That's a good point. Treat the gear appropriately for the situation.
Yep. Well, I think it's time to close up.
Yep.
We've done what we came here to do. I really am grateful for everything. Anybody in the replay, thanks for coming through. I know I should have probably said this in the beginning, but everything is in the front, so you don't have to wait till the end to see who won or check out the knives. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Chris, any final words?
No, I just really appreciate the opportunity. That I think for your first live stream, Gary, so far so good. This has been a great time, and congratulations to the winners. Thank you again to everybody in chat for coming out. It has and for all the entrants, Rake Knives, Contractors POV. It's been a great time, and again, I'm sure Gary will probably pop over to our channel sometime. And that is, I'm Chris. I'm from Battery Powered, but I also do a little thing Monday nights at Tech Circus with Michael Pepper and Tech 702. So that's Monday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. You can find me there. You might see Gary there, or maybe Gary will bring us back. But in any event, thank you again, Gary. Thank you again, everybody that showed up. And I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shut us down now, unless you have any final words, Gary.
Nope, that should be it. Thanks to everybody
for
participating.
Take care.